Welcome back to MLP San Clemente. We have one more matchup here from Group C. That is the Seattle Pioneers and the LA Mad Drops. Both teams 1-0 today. The Mad Drops took out the Frisco Pandas 3-1, while the Seattle Pioneers took out the Las Vegas Night Owls 3-1 as well. Both of these teams sitting pretty at 1-0 in Group C. Winner, well, they're pretty much moving on for sure. Loser's gonna have some work to do here on Saturday in group play as they finish up tomorrow morning. Dominic Catalano alongside me, Chad Edwards, here for the last matchup, and we are on the call with you guys. Sideline is Nicole Beckelman. And Chad, it doesn't get any closer than that. 50-50 Pioneers versus Mad Drops. What are your thoughts on that one, Chad?
Well, I mean, you know, it makes sense, right? Mad Drops won in Mesa. Pioneers came back and won in Daytona. So, you know, I think the factor here is the Mad Drops were without Thomas Wilson in Daytona. Had some troubles with his wrist there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge kind of asset for them. He was huge in their win in Mesa when they took it, and him being out in Daytona really hurt them. They end up finishing 4th place in Daytona. The Seattle Pioneers had a disappointing Mesa the first time around, finishing 3rd. Disappointing for them, as they know they are going to be championship contenders with the #1 player in the world on the men's side, Ben Johns, on that team. We are on to our coin toss.
Elected to react to mix.
Seattle has won the toss. They're going to react to mixed.
Jillian Arnold giving our referee a hard time about her coin flip.
So we'll get the final results of all 4 of those decisions just in a second. But we know that first choice was Seattle reacting to mixed. So that means that the Mad Drops will have to put their lineup out there first, and then the Seattle Pioneers will get to react and put their lineup out that they want to go against the Mad Drops mixed doubles matchups. And Chad, going back to 50-50, the duper kind of pretty even here between these two teams, and with a full strength LA Mad Drops, you think that can kind of put them over the edge here in this matchup, or what are you looking for?
No, I think it's in reality, I mean, we potentially are looking at the two teams that are going to be in the super final on Monday. You know, so this is going to be, you know, one of the highlight matches here for San Clemente as it is. You know, you could take Dizon and Etta Wright, that they've been playing together more on the PPA tour, so they have that bond, that familiarity coming into this, and they've been doing really well as a partnership and a team. So, you know, I may give the slight edge to the Mad Drops in men's here. It depends on how much they can isolate Johns, but I'm almost giving that slight edge to the Pioneers in women's. So, you know, that's why it's at 50-50. I mean,
that was a long way to get to why it's 50-50.
Flip a coin. Come on, just flip a coin.
But if you're going to, Julian Arnold's not going to like it, because he did not like the way Michelle Baumgartner flipped that coin. But again, in all joking aside, here's the head-to-head for women's doubles. The slight edge going to Parento and Tereshchenko, 54-46. on paper, yes, they have the advantage, but Etta Wright and Megan Dizon playing extremely well recently on the PPA Tour, are they not?
Yeah, and that's what that's what I was talking about, and that's why I'm giving that slight edge to the Pioneers, even though our numbers are slightly favoring Parento and Terashenko. As a partnership, Pioneers have, with Wright and Dizon, have had that consistency leading up to this one.
And we did show you that women's doubles matchup, which typically goes first, but it looks like that the men are going out first, and we throw the men's head-to-head up with the slight edge being to Johns and Loong, 53-47. About right, yeah?
Yeah. And like I said, for the mad drops, it all depends on how much they can isolate Johns, and a lot of players try to do that, but he finds his way to insert himself into the points. So, but we saw in Mesa that when Julian Arnold is on, and he's, just making everything ridiculously hard to beat.
Yeah, and when he's paired alongside Thomas Wilson, they're very tough, because Thomas Wilson can go kind of both ways with reset, kind of get in a grind, but then also pull that trigger at the right time. So that combo together, great. As you see Tyler Loong and Ben Johns partnering up here. And what do you like about them partnering together, Loong and Johns?
Well, it's the righty-lefty combination, right? Loong, very, very active as far as Ernie's coming in hot, but being able to slide to the right and still keep that forehand there, it gives Johns a lot of movement potential, and you've got two really strong forehands in the middle.
As you see Julian Arnold and Thomas Wilson finishing their warm-up, and we'll have men's doubles up here first for you. Again, both these teams 1-0 to recap. Mad Drops took out Frisco Pandas 3-1, and the Pioneers took out the Vegas Night Owls 3-1. And both those matches, too, the Mad Drops won the first three, men's, women's, mixed, and then lost 21-19 in that finals mixed match. And it was the same thing for Seattle. They won men's, women's, mixed, and then lost the last mixed matchup 22-20. So they were in both of those losses, losing by just 2. But it will be an interesting start here with the men setting the tone here for the ladies on championship court. Again, Dominic Catalano alongside me, Chad Edwards. Nicole Beckelman is our sideline reporter as we get started for our last match here in Group C play. Their last match in group play will be tomorrow morning, as they'll play 2 matches today, 1 tomorrow.
We're almost ready. Almost ready for the best pickleball action in the world right now. Let's go.
Again, been a great weekend. Seems like the weather's starting to cooperate a little more with us. Sun's been out most of today. It's been kind of gloomy here the last week. The PPA had an event here last weekend, and it was June gloom, as they like to call it here in Southern California.
Yeah, we had the 3.5 hour rain delay yesterday. Nothing was showing up on the radar, but it was a consistent drizzle that refused to dry because of that overcast weather.
And the crew here really worked their tails off yesterday morning, getting the courts dry, getting ready so that the challenger level could get through all of their group play yesterday, which they did. And the finals for the challenger are set. It'll be the Dallas Pickleball Club taking on the Chicago Slice, who give the Bay Area Breakers their first loss in MLP play, as they were undefeated for 2 events. They had back-to-back championships under their belt, but we'll have a new champion for San Clemente. But the best part about that is the Bay Area Breakers will get their revenge on Monday in the Superfinals against the Chicago Slice. So that one is set. But Chad, you mentioned that the Pioneers and Mad Drops Could be a preview of a championship on Sunday here and a possible championship in the super finals on Monday between these two teams.
Yeah, we got a couple of spoilers in there, potential with the New Jersey Fives.
We're getting ready to go here. Tyler Loong to serve.
Just out, but that was a rocket.
He's sitting on this forehand here, but just a little too hard and wide, and Mad Drop's taking early lead.
What? Yeah!
Good read there from Arnold in the middle on the speed up from Ben Johns.
Yeah, good coverage, stayed compact there.
2-0.
So, very controlled pickleball right now. Very subdued Julian Arnold, waiting for him to break out, start speeding some balls up, but a lot of respect for each other's hands right now.
That's what the Pioneers needed right there to get on the board.
A good spot from Johns. Wilson not sliding to the line enough, just takes a little bit of pace off of it, slides it right down through that hole.
What?
Loong lets that ball get a little too low, and he's backing up away from that. He needs to be on that front foot moving forward, get it a little higher height,
4-1.
be able to attack that. So good right there, Chad, from Ben Johns.
Yeah, perfect spot from Johns. Arnold pulled out wide, doesn't quite come back enough middle. Wilson also trying to reset on that backhand side, so.
Patience is the name of the game here, Chad. And Arnold and Wilson grind it out.
Yeah, I mean, their dominant target right now is Loong, but they're keeping Johns honest, going back behind him there. Heard Arnold saying hi, hi. Wilson coming up a little too far. Johns finding the feet.
3-5.
From Julian Arnold, and he lets everybody know about it.
But he'd set that up by the previous points, right? He'd stayed very calm, moving that ball around well, makes it look like he's going to dink again, and then that quick flick through the middle. Where you at?
Just too good. 1-2 combo from Thomas Wilson.
Yeah, and I mean, Loong with that Oni right there kind of puts Johns in the tough spot, right? Had to take a step over. Wilson recognizes it, goes back behind on the backhand side, and then that finish in the middle.
7-3.
It's too good, Chad. The discipline of all four of these players, not getting frustrated with the pace of play, is very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're setting up the points well, seeing that opportunity for the speed up. That time, Arnold floating a couple of balls. Oh, how did he get that?
He hit that with the frame. Chalk up, Thomas Wilson.
Oh,
no, that's how it ends.
Roller.
Oh my goodness. And Wilson, you see him, he rolls the ball to the corner on purpose. Oh no.
I don't know if he got, we can't see it from this angle, but I don't know how he got twisted up,
Like a
wrapped his
samurai
wrist
sword.
back around.
Chad, honestly, this is some of the best pickleball I've seen in a while as far as discipline and waiting and not overreacting or overhitting anything from all four of these gentlemen.
6-7.
With the out, way out.
Way out. Wasn't out by that much. Arnold catching that one just a fraction high.
7.
From Julian Arnold.
And that's what
why,
saved him.
Right?
It changed direction and it took pace off. It's a quick dip onto the John's backhand side. He was set up on that forehand.
Take that miss hit.
Absolutely. Not even going to apologize for it.
Nope.
8.
He cheered it. Wow. Now, I do question a little bit Loon calling off Ben Johns right there.
Yeah, on that second overhead.
Yeah.
Not too sure why Wilson slid to the middle there, but in reality, I mean, you attack on the backhand side, you expect that ball to come straight back in a straight line down the line, but that's just how good Johns is.
Ooh, that's a nice ball right there from Thomas Wilson. And the shape he's able to put on that is impressive.
Paddle technology, bro.
9-8.
Paddle technology. And skill. Remiss there from Johns. That ball dropped a little bit more than he was anticipating. Caught it off the end of the paddle.
Arnold and Wilson 1 point away from giving the Mad Drops the 11-8 lead and end change on their paddle.
10-8.
Good finish there from Ben Johns. A little easy backhand.
Yeah, a little kick up off the net here. Loon gets on top of it. Big finish from Johns. Not sure if Wilson's having difficulty seeing the ball. Potential that shadow coming across the court.
Johns all over that in the middle right there, but just overhits it a little. He took just too big of a backswing.
Yeah, but it was a good crossbody ball from Wilson there. Johns was sitting on that backhand side, anticipating that he was going to speed it up directly in front. Kind of just hooked it, hit that right shoulder. Johns, even though his hands are that fast, the ball got back behind him.
So, Chad, any differences from either side or adjustments you're looking for out of either team?
I mean, you know, all four of these guys respect each other's hands so much. We haven't seen a whole lot of speed ups, but I'm anticipating that, you know, potentially Johns and Leung are going to try to put a little bit on Wilson and Arnold right here, try to get them kind of off balance a little bit, because everybody stayed really calm, collected. They're moving the ball around. Once the intensity picks up, it's going to be who can make that adjustment sooner, and I think right now at the end change, there's a potential for the Pioneers to kind of press the issue just a little bit and start speeding that intensity up.
Do you think the slow game favors either the Pioneers or the Mad Drops?
I mean, honestly, I'm almost surprised. I'm almost surprised at how calm Julian Arnold is staying right now. Typically, we don't see him stay in these dink rallies as long. He's doing a good job of setting it up, but you know, is that going to break out soon? So I think right now it's kind of the slower pace is favoring the Mad Drops a little bit.
Which is kind of shocking to me as well. I would think that the slow pace would favor Loom and Johns, but right now the patience of Thomas Wilson and Julian Arnold is very impressive. Ben Johns trying the around the post, and there were two balls right there that typically we would see Julian Arnold rip that two-hand.
Drive it instead of dropping it or ripping it.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Yeah!
That ball just gets underneath, and it's the topspin from Ben Johns that doesn't allow it to come up and kick. Just stays low, but the Mad Drops still retain their 2-point lead.
Yeah!
A little pressure on the Ernie from Leung, I think had Arnold changing his mind mid-shot.
11-12.
Oh, and there's the patent Ernie there from Tyler Leung.
Yeah, and Arnold tried to make his little adjustment here, went down the line a little too much, got some height over the net because he missed that last ball into the net. Fed it right into Leung. That one kind of died a little bit. Right, even the returns for Wilson and Arnold, there's not a whole lot of pace on it. They're not giving Johns and Leung anything to speed up with.
Beautiful angle there from Tyler Leung as he calls off Ben Johns here. And that's the right call. Ball's going right to Leung. You see on that replay.
13-13.
unlucky on that shot from Tyler Loon off the edge of the paddle.
Yeah, good reach in and roll there from Arnold.
14-13.
Yikes.
Deadly right there. Some angles, incredible. Ball punished from Ben Johns on the half Ernie.
14-14.
You do your.
Testing the waters in the middle again.
Another good spot there from Wilson.
But why is it a good spot? Where did he go?
He holds it. He waits for Johns to go onto that backhand side. You see that slight movement to the backhand, and Wilson can just hold on the paddle. Quick flick of the wrist across the body.
I almost like the lob better than the almost half reset, because then if you do that, you're not allowing all that top spin from both Loon and Johns. When you're back there, throw it up and let him get an overhead from deep.
15-15.
I'd rather deal with that than all that spin. Like right there too.
Yeah, heavy spin. Loon tries to cut it a little too much, so it just runs off the paddle.
16-15.
Again, pressure from Loon on the Ernie. Looked like Julian Arnold changes up his shot just a little bit.
16.
Julian Arnold.
And then Tyler Loon, the frustration, just kicks the ball into the net. Can't believe that Arnold gets all these back.
Yeah, that last ball was a little bit lower from Arnold. Loon still trying to really crank on it, got on top. As it started dropping, he followed down with the paddle.
Tyler Loon ready for it. Oh, and I believe there's going to be an out call here.
Yeah, potentially that ball looked a little deep.
So Arnold initially called it out, and he looked over at his bench, and Irina Tereshchenko put her finger up as well to single an out call.
Why can't we call it out in the challenge?
We'll see if we get our first challenge.
He's calling it in.
I saw it out.
Thomas is calling it in. He just did the exact same thing we talked about. Thomas called it in. She asked me.
And I'm out of it himself.
Thank you.
So per the new rules, if there's one player on the court that calls it in, then the ball is in.
Use the challenge.
So Arnold's asking if he can challenge their own call. Everybody up here in the stands is calling challenge.
So there will be no challenge here, as score will be knotted up at 17. Our biggest lead was 3, and that was at 3-0, Arnold and Wilson.
17.
Arnold getting a little chippy out there right now.
Now here's where I don't want him to get out of control and try and rip and drive things. Stay composed. Nothing really hurt. Unfortunate for Loong as Arnold's speed up clipped the tape there.
Yeah, I mean, good adjustment even to get a paddle on it. But once it kicks up there, that paddle's going up to try to get on it. Super difficult to keep that ball down.
Just been inching along here, side out, 1 point at a time.
Oh, crowd. Not expecting Wilson to get that back.
Oh, and Arnold just mishits that as Thomas Wilson looks up at the crowd and just gives the shh.
Middle of the point, their fans are cheering.
And yet again, we're all tied up here now at 18.
18.
The best part about that flick, it's at like 50%. So even though they're 14 feet apart, that flick's got some dip to it here from Arnold.
Yeah, Loong jumping out in front of Johns right there. But the paddle was closed off a little bit.
19, 18.
Ball just goes long off the paddle of Tyler Loong, and we are in a double free situation here, so it'll be side out scoring the remainder of this match.
Again, about a 60-70% speed up right there, but it's elevated.
Game point here for the Mad Drops. A little confusion in the middle. Arnold looks at Wilson and goes, I gotta let you take that, because he tries to take it on a real short hop, but Wilson was there to back him up on the backhand side.
18, 20.
Great around the post there from Ben Johns as they creep back within 1.
Yeah, Johns missed the ATP earlier, but made the adjustment, went for a deeper target in the court on that one.
Tyler Loong using every inch of that paddle to get this Ernie. The body control.
I don't know how he didn't run into the net right there, but good swing around.
Wilson with the stare down. He's sitting on the speed up from Ben Johns.
Yeah, you watch him, he'll take a quick one step back and load that backhand. Johns feeds it straight into it.
Watch how short he is. Short, sweet, compact. Not today, he says. Not today.
20.
So much topspin from Ben Johns.
Yeah, you just see the shape of it. Comes out flat, and that quick dip.
20.
Oh, Arnold got too big on that one.
Such a good setup here. The little scorpion from Thomas Wilson can't put it away, and then Arnold.
Yeah, you see right at contact, that paddle lays back. He tries to slap it to give extra power. Catches it a little late. Face still open.
21-20.
So this will be game point now for Johns and Leung as they fought off one game point. Now they get one of their own. Just a little wide, and Ben Johns immediately saying they're going to challenge it.
Are you maintaining your alcohol?
I have to, otherwise you don't.
Michelle Baumgartner asked Julian Arnold, are you maintaining the alcohol? And he says, absolutely, we have to. Tough to see from that
can't
angle.
see from that angle.
What do we think, guys? What do we think here? Is it out? In or out? In or out? In or out? Who says in?
It's close.
Who says out? All right, we'll see.
Oh, it's out.
It looks out.
Looks out. Oh, no.
If I said
Stop.
it's out, that
Stop.
referee may turn around and call it in. But
Cameron and I earlier saw one that we both thought was out that they called in, so we're just going to leave it and see what is said here. But Chad, a great match so far. Great patience from all four of these gentlemen. No one's been the quote-unquote aggressor here. And I believe we're going to see that the remainder of the way. But women's, I think we're going to see a little different story. See Ben Johns on screen right now, awaiting the call as we take another look here. And from that angle, that looks to be our best angle at this, where we can I can see blue between the white, which would indicate to me personally that the ball is out and it would be a good call. Crazier things have happened. If it is out, the Seattle Pioneers would lose a challenge. You get 3 free challenges throughout the match, meaning all 4 games. They get 3 free challenges. And if the ball was called in, the Mad Drops would lose one of their challenges. So it does, either way, someone's losing a challenge if you're the one.
I told you, I called it out. So therefore the referee is going to call it in.
So here's the thing. That ball's called in. It's game. Game over, and 22-20 goes to the Seattle Pioneers. That is a very tough way to end a match, Chad, that had some absolute incredible points.
I mean, it was completely different than what I anticipated coming into it. You know, very controlled, a lot of ball movement. It came down to, 2 points, 2 phenomenal earnings from Tyler Leung.
All right, we're going to throw it down to the third member of our team, Nicole Beckelman. She has Tyler Leung and Ben Johns.
Game 22-20. What is it about you two and the fact that you guys just stay so calm?
Yeah, you know, Tyler's supportive. I think I'm supportive, at least I hope I am. You know, we've been here before. We've played a lot of matches together now. So yeah, I feel confident as a team, both with Tyler and with the ladies. So yeah, no reason to not be calm, I guess.
Yeah. Tyler, this last play right here, we had a little bit of a pause. What was going through your head in that moment?
The ball was definitely in. That's what was going through my head. Just kidding. I didn't know what to expect. We were expecting to just keep playing, and so we were happy with the outcome, though.
All right, congratulations, you two. Don't go anywhere because we have women's doubles next.
Innovation is our specialty. Winning is his. Zane Navratil has won more than 40 Pro Gold medals and back-to-back Major League Pickleball titles. One of pickleball's most iconic and decorated athletes teamed up with our world-class engineers with one goal in mind: build a paddle that can dominate. The Zane Navratil Signature Paddle, designed for champions by champions. Available now. Pro XR Pickleball. Innovation you can handle.
What are you guys doing?
Getting our duper tattoos.
Oh, cool.
Hey Cameron, how's it going?
Almost done.
Perfect. Can't wait to see your number.
Number?
Duper, because ratings shouldn't be a surprise. Download the app and claim your free profile today.
I haven't even started yet.
Oh. Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball.
Dulce Vida, you are what you drink.
Back here in beautiful San Clemente, California. As you can see, championship court here at MLP San Clemente. Seattle Pioneers take a 1-0 lead over the LA Mad Drops in a controversial call at the end where the Mad Drops thought that ball was out, was reversed, and it is a 22-20 victory for the Seattle Pioneers in game number 1. Men's doubles was first, and now we switch to women's doubles. Chad Megan Dazan and Etta Wright playing really well recently on the PPA Tour. We talked about it before. I don't know if they would have ever played together before, but they get put on a team, the Seattle Pioneers, and then all of a sudden they find chemistry at MLP. Now they've translated that to the PPA Tour. Is that something we're going to see more and more of?
I mean, potentially there is, and like you said, you know, unlikely matchup. Didn't really know each other before being put on a team together. They find that chemistry here, go into it. We've seen it a couple of times in previous MLPs, but it hasn't stuck like this one.
Yeah. And then taking on Catherine Parento and Irina Terashenko, two veterans. Terashenko has pretty much every shot in the game. What I would avoid is her backhand from the baseline when she hits the drop. She will cut drop, and one of the best in the games, and she puts so much cut spin on that ball, makes it very difficult fourth shot.
0-0.
little different start here on the women's side, which we expected, Jed.
Yeah, I mean, the women come out firing, and we see that constantly. It's, you know, most people think it's going to be backwards, that the women are going to be a little bit more controlled and calmer, but they like to be aggressive. Wow.
That's more speed ups
Wow.
in 2 points than we saw pretty much the whole men's match. Great inside out from Dazan.
I mean, Dazan just held the paddle there. It was all wrist strength.
Wow, great defense from Terashenko and Parento to get back in that point, but just too much Dazan and right.
I mean, ladies is putting on a show to start here. Power, angles, misdirects.
3-0.
Terashenko shaping that ball around the post beautifully to put the mad drops on the board here.
Yeah, Wright didn't even move there. Wasn't expecting that ball to go out past the net post as far as it did. And then Terashenko adding a little shape to it.
Oh, and if Terashenko's able to get out of the way, Parento is backing her up. She was there. So hard, though, to not react to that ball. A little love off the tape for Etta Wright.
And a nice little shake and bake. Zahn with the nice drive. Wright coming forward, crashing.
Speed up, lob, flick, a little bit of everything right there. A couple of nice resets.
Running circles, and then the last ball just getting behind Wright. Couldn't catch up to it.
Oh, Etta Wright jumped out of her shoes there to hit this forehand.
She's a good foot and a half off the ground right there.
6-2.
Tough right there. Terashenko on her heels a little bit. Didn't get her feet set.
Yeah, throw that in with the heavy top spin from Wright. Kind of just kicks up into the paddle.
7-2.
Dazan down the middle with the two-hander.
Coming off the paddle and thought that ball was going out. Just drops inside the baseline. I mean, how many resets do we have in that point that?
I don't think Dazan really got all of it because you're right.
No,
the swing was full, but it almost hits off the edge of the paddle, stays in, and it's an 8-2 lead. Timeout, Mad Drops. How important is this game for the Mad Drops after dropping the first, though, Chad?
I mean, this is big to try to even it up going into mixed doubles. Men's doubles, I gave the Mad Drops the slide edge. They had their game point opportunity and missed it. You know, right now, this is a tough battle for the Mad Drops. Parenteau and Tereshchenko have to find a way to move these on and right around a little bit more. But for the Pioneers, they're in total control right now.
Yeah, they really are. They're firing on all cylinders here and looking to put the Seattle Pioneers up 2-0 and in the driver's seat. At the very least, you go up 2-0. At the very least, you're going to guarantee going to a dream breaker if you drop both mixed. But it's a tough task for the Mad Drops dropping if they go down 2-0.
8-2.
I mean, that's just on your toes, leaning forward. I mean, I'm going to rip everything here, at a right says.
Yeah.
Look at his angle.
The angles. We always talk about the angles on the overheads. You're trying to hit it straight down and through the court. It's going to come back, create that angle. Even with the pace, you open the holes.
Speed up there from Parenteau. She comes out on top of that firefight.
3-9.
Let her right, trying to go full scorpion right there, but the ball gets behind her and she's dragging that elbow forward, can't get on top.
Yeah, two good attacks from Parenteau right there. Stepping in, changing the momentum, changing the pace.
That's a great return off the paddle of Megan Dazan.
10-4.
Good ball there from Tereshchenko, catching Dazan as she's backing up. Takes some pace off of it. When you're backing up there, you're expecting that ball to come hard. You just block it to get it back.
5-10.
Tereshchenko smart with that one.
Good spot there from Parenteau as she goes wide and has Dazan completely extended.
Yeah, she changed spots a couple of times there.
Oh, handcuffing Tereshchenko right there, and the Seattle Pioneers will take an 11-6 lead on the end change here. And Chad, differences right here for Parenteau and Tereshchenko. What do they need to do to kind of get back in this? Because the pressure is coming from Dazan and Wright. They're full move forward. They're on their toes, and they're creating a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Parenteau's had some success speeding those early balls up. I think they have to change the pace of the game right now. They have to be a little bit more aggressive. Put that pressure on early, because when they're allowing Wright and Dazan to dictate when the speed up's going to happen, the Pioneers are coming out on top. So Mad Drops right here, even if it's for 5-6 points right here, just kind of change the pace of the game, speed things up a little bit more. They've done a good job in those speed ups of changing spots as well, going backhand, forehand, keeping both Wright and Dazan off balance.
I like that strategy there of be the initiator first, but like you just said at the end, switch the spots up. Go inside, outside. Don't go to that same spot. They got to keep them fully extended.
Time in. 11-6.
Oh, what a ball from Etta Wright. She just pushes Parento off that line.
Yeah, and Parento thought she was going to speed it up, so she dug her heels in, and then Wright just pushes it out wide. Parento not able to catch up to it.
A little miss hit right there. Change of pace off the paddle of Etta Wright.
13-6.
There's that speed up you were talking about, Chad.
Yeah, and Dizon tried to scoop that one out and gave a little bit higher ball to Parento.
7-13.
Ooh, and that ball, Tereshchenko not able to get on top of and roll that and keep that in.
Yeah, feet was still moving on that one. That's the right spot to attack from.
14-7.
But once those feet are still moving, you end up jamming yourself up, catching that ball a little late.
Nice job right there. Thought Tereshchenko should have taken that two-hander in the middle right there. Parento got completely extended, but they do come out on top.
8-14.
On Tereshchenko, I like the idea there, trying to go cross court. Again, it's that change of pace, Chad.
Yeah, and again, it's the foot movement, right? She's not fully coming to a split step. She's still got some movement after trying to stop. Throwing off the timing.
There it is. She went. Tereshchenko went inside. Parento goes outside. Both with speed ups.
9-15.
Wrist strength by Dizon right there. Holds it. Quick flick on the forehand side. Initiates that speed up. Good finish there from Wright.
16-9.
Just great pressure from Etta Wright right there.
Yeah, and she's not overhitting these balls. She could go a lot harder, but she's adding the spin. She's changing the pace just a little bit.
17-9.
Misreturn there from Parento. 11-point deficit now for the Mad Drops. Sorry, 9 point. My math is way off.
No way, they're back in.
Oh.
Right on cue, though.
Yeah, you called it.
Again, but great gets there from Dizon, just keeping him in that point. Pressure from Parento throughout.
Just getting a little overextended on that last ball. Yeah, Terashenko frustrated with herself there. That's a couple of drops that she's missed there. She's really trying to roll it, but brushing up on that ball a little too much. It's not getting the depth that she needs. Needs to stay through that just a little longer.
Good spot there from Terashenko. She went left foot, right foot. Oh, that creeped about 6-8 inches on top of the net, but then drops back over.
Peeked over for just a second.
12-19.
Wow, what a spot from Terashenko. Just going neck height right at Dazan.
That ball hit right behind the net cord. Dazan didn't even see it till it was on a...
Oh, Terashenko was on it too. She was cocked and ready with the two-hander, but Parento steps in and finishes. One more here for Parento and Terashenko, and I'm calling a timeout if I'm the Mad Drops. Pioneers, excuse me. And they hold nicely, and now it'll be game point on the paddle of Megan Dazan as they are frozen on 20.
20-14.
Side out scoring for them, rally scoring for the Mad Drops.
Good spot there from Parento. Right coming up, trying to apply some pressure. Parento just takes the pace off, puts it down at the feet.
15-20.
Good pressure from Terashenko, almost baiting Dazan into hitting that ball.
16-20.
Ball goes long on the backhand from Dazan. And don't look now. Here come Parento and Terashenko and the Mad Drops. And Seattle sensing that they will call a timeout here, Chad. What's been the difference here for the Mad Drops to get back in this?
Well, I mean, the Mad Drops have been the aggressors in the last 8 points. They've really started to speed things up and change the tempo of play. Dazan and Wright caught a couple of those balls late. That's why they've sprayed up. You know, it's almost after Terashenko got mad at herself, right?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden she just settled back in. Feet are being set. Parento's taking good balls, good speed ups. Terashenko's now clearing the body.
Well, now Parento and Terashenko 1 point away from a freeze on their side. When they get to 18, we'd go to traditional side out scoring for the remainder. Oh, again. And now it's Parento going at right, baiting her into playing that ball. Or I think, Chad, it's the same thing. Right in line with the tape. And Etta Wright almost shocked that that ball came over. We are now inside out scoring the remainder of this match.
Yeah, good spot there from Dazan.
So Dazan and Wright and the Seattle Pioneers will have their third opportunity here to end this game. The miss hit from Dazan, keeping it in. Tereshchenko handles that though.
Yeah, good hands there from Tereshchenko. Loads into that backhand quickly. Oh, she almost got it. Dazan and Wright fighting over that middle ball.
So tough to see that right there as Tereshchenko just missed getting that.
I mean, we were at 19-10 for the Pioneers.
Unforced error from Tereshchenko, and that'll do it. The Seattle Pioneers will take a 2-0 lead here in games. Dazan and Wright battle and fight off Parento and Tereshchenko here on Championship Court. Chad, thoughts about that run from Parento and Tereshchenko going into mixed?
Yeah, I mean, a really good run. They started being the aggressors. I think the difference maker in this one, and we saw it on game point there, Tereshchenko was caught a lot of the times with her feet moving or jamming up in that body. Where they were on that good run, her feet were set. She was clearing the body. Parento was hitting good spots. Tereshchenko was hitting good spots. But ultimately, you know, Wright and Dazan just a little too strong, a little bit more controlled.
And we'll send it courtside. Nicole is with Dazan and Wright and their thoughts on this matchup.
Thanks, Dom. You guys found the lead early. How do you think that helped your momentum throughout the rest of this game?
I think it's really helpful, especially just starting off strong and then, you know, switching sides after that, and you're up a lead. But obviously they came back, and I think we're lucky to be able to close it because they're a good team.
And Megan, what was the key to close this one?
Oh man, just believing that we can do it and staying tough, staying positive. Yeah, that's staying positive was the biggest thing because they were creeping back, and you know it's easy to get tight. So thankfully we pulled that out, and yeah, thanks for the fans for cheering for us.
All right, well there you have it. Stay tuned because we have mixed doubles coming up next.
At From With Pickleball, we believe in the power of our sport to unite a community. We have introduced hundreds of people to pickleball by funding a 10-court public facility in our hometown with leagues and lessons to make everyone feel valued. We take that same approach to our business with personalized customer service and same-day shipping from our huge inventory. When you order from With Pickleball, you're supporting a small business and a diverse community of pickleball fanatics. We have the gear you need and the service you can trust.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Oro Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
I'm a natural born hustler. Just like my mama said, hard times and that good way natural born hustler.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
All right, well, from here on out, Pioneers look to be in control. If they win this matchup, they will win the match. We will still play that second mixed doubles matchup because points do matter here. The Mad Drops trying to fight this off and stay in this matchup, but we have Tyler Loong and Megan Dizon taking on Catherine Parento and Julian Arnold. Totally different Julian Arnold here from men's to mixed, Chad.
Yeah, good aggression, good spots there from Arnold. He's going to try to set the tempo here early.
1-0.
And so the Pioneers actually reacted to this. So they react and put out Loong and Dizon after the Mad Drops put out Arnold and Parento.
All day.
Oh, and Arnold going all day.
3-0.
Little love off the tape there for Arnold.
Yeah, right now, Loong is kind of the punching bag for Arnold. Heavy topspin forehand drive there from Arnold. You see it just dip late once it gets over the net.
Good reach in there from Loong, and him being a lefty helps him there in that spot, Chad.
Yeah, comes over, covers line, but again, once he moves the line, he's got that forehand still sitting there. And Dizon missing the serve deep.
6-1.
Perfect start here for the Mad Drops in a must-win situation for them. Come out 7-1.
7-1.
And I like the fact that Arnold didn't step in front of Parento right there. He let her finish that.
8-1.
Yeah, nice short compact swings there, and the big overhead to finish for Parento.
A little payback right away.
Now that one was even shorter and quicker there from Dizon.
2-8.
Nice hands battle win for Dizon, and she needs one of those right there. Build that confidence up. So just a little too much momentum moving backwards on that reset.
Yeah, good pressure there from Dizon.
4-8.
The midpoint lob, getting them switched up.
Go, go, go. Watch. Yeah! Great answer here from the Pioneers, and it's now back within 3, Chet.
Yeah, they started off a little off balance, but Arnold and Parento haven't been speeding the balls up. They've gone into this slower game.
And Parento trying to speed that up, but just a little too much inside out because she doesn't have room there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough ball to speed up if she doesn't take a step either direction and kind of clear that body a little bit. It's sitting right in between the feet. Good spot there from Arnold. Getting that ball back behind Dizon.
9-6.
Dizon just getting a little too big on that. She's there.
10-6.
Parento, what a step in the middle with the two-hander to finish that and give them a 5-point lead here on the end change.
Yeah, Leung tried to speed a couple of balls up there, but both times was fully extended, so he didn't get a whole lot on it. Parento recognizing that second one, loads up on the backhand.
Well, I'll give you a little update from Grandstand Court. Good bounce back for the Las Vegas Night Owls as they're up 3-0 on the Frisco Pandas going into that 4th and final match.
Wow.
But they have taken that one with some impressive scores.
21-14, 21-12, 21-10.
So that's a nice bounce back for them after they lost 3-1 to the Seattle Pioneers earlier. So they will go to 1-1. Frisco Pandas will drop to 0-2. And then the winner of this match will go to 2-0. And loser will drop to 1-1.
That's what we want. Let's go. Thanks, y'all.
We are ready to go here with ball in hand. Julian Arnold will serve up 11-6 in a must-win situation here in mixed doubles. Just a steady diet to Dizon, and finally Tyler Leung stepping in.
He hit one ball. And it was the finishing ball. But he'll get the credit for it, but Dizon with a couple of excellent resets.
Good. That's such a good ball there off the bounce from Julian Arnold.
Yeah, good pressure there. I think Arnold's got to do that a little bit more.
12-7.
Take the chances.
Pressure right there, right at the feet of Catherine Parento. Still a 4-point lead here for the Mad Drops.
12.
Yeah, and Tyler Leung, I just noticed it too. He had both feet on the other side of the center line. He gets burned backside because he was too far pinched over.
Yeah, Arnold telling him to stay home on that one.
13-8.
Arnold and Parento extend their lead here. 14-8.
14-8.
Arnold trying to brush up on the back of that one, cuts the swing short.
Keep it up. 9-14.
Wow, big rip.
One, that's all set up from a great serve. Had Arnold on his heels a little bit. He's coming through the transition area. Ball is money down the middle. Wow, what a dig from Arnold after a beautiful lob from Tyler Loon.
Come on, let's go. 15-10.
Oh no.
Oh,
Arnold not happy with that one.
She apologized twice.
I'm really sorry.
Take it and run with it. Meant to do it.
11-15.
Same spot, same result. Beautiful, and Arnold almost baiting and talking to Tyler Loon going, you remember what happened last time on that.
Good shot, Tyler!
Yeah, Parento changed it up this time as well. She tried to do the De La Rosa on the previous one, this time dropping it back below the net.
What?
Yeah! Oh, a little flick from Parento to keep him in it.
17-11.
Oh, the volley lob attempt from Parento just gets a little too much of it.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough ball to lob off right there. That's waist high as well. Dizon was in I formation for part of that point. Loon coming all the way over.
Good call.
Timeout, Seattle.
Timeout here from Seattle as Parento and Arnold go up 18-12. So is there anything you're seeing, Chad, that can be changed from Dizon and Long to kind of get back in this?
Yeah, I mean, like we talk about against Arnold, the way to put the pressure on and kind of take him off balance is to be the aggressor toward him. But that doesn't suit the game style for Loong. More so a little bit for Dizon, but not so much Loong. So, you know, if they can find a way to be a little bit more aggressive, put some pressure on, because right now they're staying, if they stay in those extended dink rallies, you know, either Parento or Arnold are taking those opportunities to speed up. You know, even on the return right here, potentially instead of going through the middle, go a little bit wider to Parento.
You have one timeout remaining. Pioneer, so you're in your correct position. You have no timeouts remaining. Time in. 18-12.
good angle there from Dazan. Can't afford to go side out play here and give up points all the way to 20. Got to score some here on your serve, get back in it. And that's good pressure there from Tyler Loom, stepping into that middle and playing big.
Yeah, 2 good forehands there. Didn't try to do too much with him, but went right into the body of Parento.
It's tough, can't have that right now at this juncture in this match.
And Dazan kind of just ran through that one. Yeah, Arnold, again, he's missed a couple of those drops, right? You see it, he's really trying to rip up the back of it, but there's no push through, no extension.
Wow.
He fought off the tough ones, gets that ball in the middle and just rushes through it.
What would you do if it was split? We've had it happen to us. What would you do? We've had it happen to us. What would you do, Obsessed?
So ball, Loom saying was broken and it affected play.
The rule is also when the ball's out, it's out. But, you know, we don't play.
Arnold jumping back right there. Loom saying, it's the rule that if the ball breaks in the middle of the point, but in reality, did that broken ball affect the bounce?
And Loom saying, yes, it did.
But Arnold chirped back and said the rule's also out if the ball, the rule's also if the ball's out, it's out.
You hit an air, when it hit the net.
Okay, so they just said that the ball indented when it hit the net from Tyler Loom.
Can we get somebody else? Because we had this happen last tournament, and we had to redo the point.
So Parento and Arnold, as it stands, will have a 20-15 lead here. They would be frozen. They are to side out scoring. Dazan and Loom are still rally scoring up to 18. But it'll be a game point on the paddle of Catherine Parento right now. And that ball right at the body of Megan Dazan will go out, and a great answer here from the Mad Drops, Parento and Arnold, Chad.
Yeah, must win there for the Mad Drops. It's going to be a tough one for Terashenko and Thomas Wilson here going up against Johnson Wright in the second mixed doubles matchup. But the Mad Drops trying to force this one to the Dream Breaker.
I mean, we've seen crazier things happen now. Terashenko and Wilson will have their work cut out for them in this match to try and force that Dream Breaker. But Johns and Etta Wright will look to close this out with a 3-1 victory here on Championship Court and set them up with a 2-0 lead going into tomorrow's one match.
Arnold's just walking around talking to everybody. Nicole's out there trying to reel him in for the interview.
All right, we're going to send it down to Nicole. She finally wrangled in Julian Arnold and Catherine Parento. Take it away, Nicole.
Thanks, Dom. Julian, you were a bit frustrated after that last game. How'd you use that as motivation here?
Yeah, it's pretty tough when the refs make a horrible call and that ends the game. But you know, I just bounce back and try to bring the energy as much as I want to. So when the ball is clearly out, it's out. It sucks. But me and Catherine played great, and we're still in this match. So let's go.
And Catherine, what mentality did you go into this game with?
No, I mean, we got to win that one, you know, otherwise we lose that match. So we just got to make as many balls as we can, be aggressive, come up with a lot of energy, and we got that W, and hopefully we get another one to get to the Dream Breaker. That would be awesome.
All right, thank you guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
I just didn't want to look like everybody else. It just didn't suit who I was. It didn't fit my persona. It didn't fit my image. I rep the stuff because I love it. I rep because it's quality, and I like the fact that I look a little fly. It's been huge because it identifies me. I feel like I stand out. People reference me to the shirts all the time. They know me as the guy who wears the flashy shirts, and I'm cool with that.
Innovation is our specialty. Winning is his. Zane Navratil has won more than 40 pro gold medals and back-to-back Major League Pickleball titles. One of pickleball's most iconic and decorated athletes teamed up with our world-class engineers with one goal in mind: build a paddle that can dominate. The Zane Navratil Signature Paddle, designed for champions by champions. Available now. Pro XR Pickleball. Innovation you can handle.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
Back here in beautiful San Clemente, California for MLP San Clemente, presented by Margaritaville. Dominic Catalano alongside me, Chad Edwards. And Chad, it all comes down to this. If Irina Tereshchenko and Thomas Wilson can get a win here against Etta Wright and Ben Johns, we will go to a dream breaker. If not, Etta Wright and Ben Johns will take this match with the Seattle Pioneers. What is going to be the X factor here for Tereshchenko and Wilson to come out on top, Chad?
I mean, isolating Johns. That's what it comes down to with any game that he's in, right? So if Wright can handle that steady stream of balls, that steady pressure,
0-0.
but they still have to keep Johns honest.
Ooh, that's a nice ball, though, from Tereshchenko. I like going backside on Etta Wright there, but she just overhits it a little bit.
1-0.
Hey.
Good setup there from Wilson. Heavy rolls back behind Wright. Forces the pop-up, the big forehand finish.
1-1.
Ooh, nice combo there from Thomas Wilson. Just misses it.
Yeah, Wilson's picking good balls to speed up here.
And you're going to see Tereshchenko try and roll that forehand big to make sure that Ben Johns can't get that ball and force Etta Wright to beat them.
3-1.
Ooh, that is a punished ball there on the forehand from Ben Johns.
Yeah, Wilson not able to counterattack that speed up from Wright. Goes right in the body. Johns coming over with a big forehand.
that's some defense from Ben Johns and Etta Wright.
5-1.
Crowd getting into this one. Little chirping coming out of the stands.
Big finish from Tereshchenko. She apologizes to Johns as that ball goes, I believe, off his foot and then his face.
Hits him right on the toe.
Oh, ow.
Good step in and drive there from Tereshchenko. John's a little late coming over.
And it's the spot that makes that successful right there, which keeps him fully extended. And as the sun starts to set here too, we're feeling it a little bit. The temperature's dropping, and which means the ball will get harder and start to travel faster as well.
Right, just cutting that swing off a little bit as far as the extension. Trying to come up hard behind the back of that, add that heavy top spin.
If they want to get back in it, they can't have mistakes like that. The unforced errors got to really be limited by Tereshchenko and Wilson.
Oh, it's in.
That stays in. Big finish from Irina Tereshchenko in the middle.
Oh,
right on the line.
5-7.
We've been doing this too much together, Chad. Finishing each other's sentences.
Sandwiches. Yeah, tough ball there from Wilson going over high part of the net.
8-5.
Ouch from Thomas Wilson, that ball punished.
He tried to indent that one. That was passed right before she even saw it.
Even off the tape right there, Ben John just doesn't look pressured, right? Like almost slowed down, made that look easy.
Make it play, make it play. It's gonna be perfect. Here we go. 9-6.
Just wearing what he can do with the ball. Absolutely amazing right there. Wilson, the roll he's getting out all those balls too, right?
Steady stream, the top spin there. Wilson really cranking on that forehand.
7-10.
And we'll have the end change on the terms of the Seattle Pioneers up 11-7. Not bad here for Tereshchenko and Wilson. Still within striking distance. I mean, but not really many adjustments you can make other than try and avoid Ben Johns as much as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been a couple of balls from Tereshchenko where she's really, like you talked about, trying to really roll that hard to take Johns out of the equation and not allow him to come over. But when she cuts across the body, that's when she's missing it into the net. You know, just if she can stay through that one just a little bit longer. She's definitely shown some frustration in women's doubles and here already.
So last thing they need right now is to be frustrated against Ben Johns and Etta Wright, playing very clean right now. Let's see what answer on the end change Tereshchenko and Thomas Wilson have, if they can try and force a dream breaker here.
Time in. 11-7.
Oh, Tereshchenko was there. Just got on top of it a little too much, flattened out on it.
12-8.
What a reset from Etta Wright right there. And the hard part is she goes flat, right? And it limits the amount of room you can work with, but she has Arnold pulled all the way over into the middle. That's why she goes there. Beautiful spot. It's there, but again, even if you do get it there, Johns is recognizing this, and it might be trouble.
Yeah, that's the second time she's attempted that. She's holding it really late, so the closer it gets to the body, the more it's going to flatten it out off the paddle because she can't get as much lift. Quick backhand flick roll there from Johns. Catches Tereshchenko off guard. Catches that one late. Brad's like, yeah, don't worry. I'm right there. I'll beat you to the ball. Perfect spot there from Etta Wright. Excellent setup from Johns, pulling that backhand out wide. Ball just slid a little bit on Wright. Sort of try to crank up on it quickly. Wilson missing his spot right there, trying to go right shoulder on Johns.
17-9.
Big finish from Thomas Wilson in the middle. Great job, but again, they need to score on their serve here, a few to get back in this.
10-17.
Good control there from Wright. Tereshchenko is pushing her back deep. Very easily, she could have got flat-footed there, but good movement, separating, giving herself time and space. So timeout here from Mad Drops.
All right, so timeout here, and Chad, what are you discussing during this timeout if you are the Mad Drops? What needs to be done because they're running out of time here?
Yeah, I mean, what not to do here is really try to force the issue. We talk about it all the time. You're not going to get multiple points back with one swing. Wright and Johns have both done an excellent job controlling the points here. Potentially, push Johns back a little bit more. If you can get a ball behind him, pull him back out wide on that backhand side, it opens up Wright a little bit. You can take some opportunities. But right now, he hasn't really been pressured that much or kept him as honest as he needs to.
Mad Drops have no timeouts remaining. 5 in. 18, 10.
John's upset with himself that he misses that right there. Wide open on that sideline, but overhits it a little too much.
11, 18.
Etta Wright with the little just slap backhand Ernie. Beautifully done and great read.
Yeah, it's a perfect setup there from Johns as well. Wilson trying to come middle court and put some pressure on Johns. Inside out forehand, pulls him out wide. Wright recognizing that there's no other option than to go down the line.
Wilson slows himself down, right? And now we have a game and match point here for the Seattle Pioneers. John's going a little long on that backhand flick. He wants, as you see him, say needs to roll that a little more, but they are on side out scoring now, so need to score on their serve. Mad Drops still in rally scoring up to 18.
Wilson trying to do too much there with the drive, rushes it, flattens out on him.
Game and match point number 2 here for the Seattle Pioneers. And there you have it on the forehand flick from Ben Johns. The Seattle Pioneers will take this game 21-12 and take the match 3-1 and are sitting pretty at 2-0 moving into the final group play matches tomorrow. Chad, thoughts on this one overall?
Yeah, I mean, just too strong from Johns there. Really controlled the points. And Wright, stepping up when she needed to. She got a heavy dose of balls to start with, kept them in the point. Overall, fantastic showing for Wilson and Terashenko. Never really found a groove. They were kind of off balance from the beginning, and then they tried to force the issue. We saw Wilson miss a couple of those drives, really trying to overpower it.
And our third member of our team, Nicole Beckelman, she is with Ben Johns and Etta Wright courtside. Take it away, Nicole.
Thanks, Dom. Etta, you guys found the lead early in this one. What was working well for you two?
I think just staying strong and just sticking to the game plan that Ben made. So yeah, that's it.
Been a big match for you guys. Where do you feel like you made the biggest impact today?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
You guys had a big win today in this match. Where do you feel like you made the biggest impact today?
Yeah, I think the whole team played really well. We're good at supporting each other. We played with each other a lot now. So I was just trying to take up court, take some pressure off my partners, and Etta and Tyler both played great. So I'm just happy to be here with them.
All right, congratulations, you guys. Dom?
All right, thank you, Nicole. That'll do it here today for the first 2 rounds of group play for the Premier League. We'll be back live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and 12 a.m. for the remainder of the Premier level group play, and then they will have their Premier quarterfinals starting at 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. But sandwiched in the middle of all of that will be the Challenger Finals at 2 p.m. where the Dallas Pickleball Club will be taking on the Chicago Slice, both of them looking for their first championship. For everyone here, myself, Chad Edwards, and Nicole Beckelman courtside, we thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys tomorrow here at MLP San Clemente, brought to you by Margaritaville.